excuse the ratchet nature of this video, but I have to squeeze it in amongst copious things I have to do because the real world is back. I'm no longer in Tokyo. I'm here in London. And I just want to do a final video just to wrap things up. I kind of summarize my experiences there and just like, it was mad. It was because there's a few days missing that I haven't explained to you guys what actually happened because so much did happen. We originally wanted to go to Kyoto, but we weren't able to go because the way my finances were set up on that day, it turns out that Kyoto is actually cost 30, 40 pounds more than we actually thought it did. So that ended up being a non-starter. But we went to the Meiji Shrine, sorry, in Harajuku, which was pretty good to be fair. It was really cool to see, the kind of effort they put into immortalizing the emperors, in that culture. I don't know how many emperors have been enshrined in that way, and kind of like its prolificness, but very impressive. And it's a nice way to to kind of see different aspects of the culture as apart from just the geeky stuff that I like to see. But also, other than that, we actually did go. If you're lucky enough or unlucky enough to have me on Snapchat, you will see that somebody forced me against my will to go to a bar that is dildo slash vibrator themed. I won't get into any too much details about it here because I've got some under 18 viewers of my videos slash family members, but just know that if you on Snapchat you saw a lot, and there was more than what you saw on Snapchat. It was literally the whole bar was just very adult themed, let's say, with various phallically shaped objects littered around the place. Yeah, seriously, guys, I really apologize for my wife beater, but it's hot, and I have no time to just get all spruced up for you because I want to make this video short, sharp, and soon. Okay, and well, let me check my phone actually because you know how I am. I do this unscripted, so I forget various things that occurred. So I have my photo albums just to refresh my memory. So the bar, adult themed bar we went to, the Meiji Shrine, very good, beautiful architecture. I wonder how they even build these things, these great structures in all these different cultures so long ago with so little mechanical equipment. It's actually very impressive, very humbling as well, to be fair. Let's see, what else did this mother fudge cake do? Ah, yes, but my picture's already on my laptop, so not on my phone anymore. But what else? The following day, oh yeah, of course, great food as always. As you know, the food is just outrageous. Ramen, udon, big, soft, delightful noodles. Do you know they do free refills of rice and cabbage? But that's cabbage of rice. Do you know how incredible it is to do free refills of rice to a Congolese man? Listen, they're lucky that I wasn't trying to eat the whole restaurant, to be honest with you, because it was gonna be peak. What else? Yesterday, before we left, actually, we had an Adidas tournament, and it's so funny because they basically everyone in that city, probably country, and ethnic branch of humanity is a lot smaller in general than I am. So I went into Adidas store to do a challenge. We got to dribble the ball in a set routine. You can't freestyle it in a set routine in the fastest possible time. I got Bay number two to do it, not number one, number two to do it, and she's actually pretty good to be fair. But when it was my turn, I couldn't do it originally. Why? Because I didn't have any footwear. Because they basically give you footwear, but the footwear they were going to give me, the maximum size was size 9. What type of, I don't know, like Oompa Loompa wears size 9 as a grown ass man? I'm size UK 12, and when I told him that, he looked very scared. I think he was scared of my foot. He hadn't even seen my foot without sock ons, and he was already petrified of my foot. But I did it anyway. I think my time was alright. I'm not sure. I think it was alright. But it's hard when you're carrying copious Tokyo pounds. You're wearing trainers the size of the Titanic, but it was fun to crest a sphere, as it always is. Kind of cresting a sphere. Went back to Akihabara again, found 3 because I hadn't bought the figurine I wanted yet because there's so many figurine shops, so many of them everywhere. And obviously, the lady had to watch me painstakingly sift through several shops to find the exact figurine that I wanted. But I found them. If you saw on Instagram, you saw that they are delicious. And 2 of them have found themselves. Whoop, wait, I can't rotate myself. Wait, hold on a second. There we go. Goes back to front. If you're keen-eyed, you can see Gogeta, that's Kakarot, and Vegeta fused together. I know it's not canon, but it still is incredible. And then also Krillin is there on the bottom corner. But if you're keen-eyed, you'll see that there's one person missing. There's one figurine missing, and that's Bay number 3, Goku Super Saiyan God mode. But do you know what I realized? Yeah, he's so limited edition. He's so certified. He's so customized. He's so chromed out. He's so bling bling that I can't put him with the rest of my children. Why? Because he's Bay. So where's he now? He's the only figurine that's allowed to stay downstairs in my football trophy cabinet. So in the cabinet where I have my football medals and trophies, Super Saiyan Godmode, he now resides right there. And he looks incredible watching over the family and protecting them. Like he should. Okay? So other than that, more touristy type exploring. To be honest with you, to wrap this up, what my feelings are, what kind of like I've taken away from my experiences there is that culturally, it's obviously, as you can expect, very different. And you notice it even more when you come back here. For example, there's so much more order and discipline within the culture as you can imagine. But it permeates into so many different aspects of life. For example, as I mentioned before, about how the train is so quiet, few people are on the iPods, barely anyone talks, everyone's just there focused, gathering chakra. And the roads are so tidy. It's like even the traffic lights was like 1,000 people crossing the road at the exact same time. It's just ordered chaos. It's chaos, but it's ordered, and it's just like the universe exploding. It's chaos, but there's a lot of order in it. And when I came back here on DLR from London City Airport, you arrive and straight away you see copious youths running amok, being loud, sitting on objects they shouldn't be sitting on, talking about chicks that they've obviously never even kissed before. Like, it's just so different. There, I didn't even see any teenagers anywhere in terms of shopping district wise. The equivalent of Westfield, Oxford Street, Soho, Kings Road, the Tokyo equivalent of these places do not have a single prepubescent child or adolescent. Where here, Oxford Street, you get copious amount of tweens and pre-teens and prepubescents and pre-intellectuals and pre-cognitive function just running amok, smoking at like 10 years old because they think they're sick, wearing chav tracksuit. But there, nada. Not even one. Like, did I see? I think the youngest person I saw in these type of districts was probably, I don't know, I would say maybe 20. I'm serious. And whether that comes from the superior discipline that parents instill into their children growing up here that you can't do here because of, like, you can't hit your children, which, as a Congolese man, my views are a little bit different to that. And from what I've heard from a Chinese friend of ours we made at the airport, Chinese and, Asian culture in general is also different to that. They discipline their children physically if needs be. And I don't know, just generally there's more order, more honor. There's no graffiti anywhere. There seems to be a lot more respect for public property. No graffiti, no rubbish. You know, you can't eat on public transport. You can't even eat in any store, to be honest with you, other than obviously what is sold from in that store. Um, it's just it's mad, and I think I will definitely 100% when I'm filthy rich, even when I'm semi-rich, even when I'm just comfortable, I'm gonna buy a second home in Tokyo, holiday home, if you will, and I will go there with man them, with my family, to just casually spend weekends and months there, just embracing all the culture like a king, and it's gonna be sick. Um, what else can I say about Tokyo? Um, yeah, food wise, everything there is expensive, bar food. Food is very cheap. For the quality and portion size, the equivalent in London would cost you an arm and a leg. If you went out with your girlfriend or your significant other or your Tinder date or some hobo you picked up in the street, to get the quality of food we ate there on a regular basis, with the portions we ate there, you're spending £50 per person. Easy. Whereas there for £5, maximum of 10 per person, you're getting a humongous bowl of meat, carbohydrates, vegetables with a starter, even though they don't really do starters there. They do more like accompanying side dishes for your main bowl of whatever it is. Free of charge, those side dishes, by the way. Some of them free refill, i.e., the rice I mentioned earlier, and for like £10, starter and a main. And dessert, on the other hand, is not really that big thing. It's not really that big within the restaurants. As I've mentioned, pastries and cakes and stuff is all over the shop and it's massive there, but it's more like a separate entity. So people have their dinners and then they'll go and have pastries and cakes, French ones, Japanese fusion French ones, as a separate movement after dinner. Some places will have desserts, complimentary even, just a little bowl of a sorbet vanilla, which is again included in that 10 spons, that £10 or that £4 or that £5 or that £6. And I guess they're probably saving a lot of money because they're growing stuff here as opposed to having to import it. So maybe that's why they can charge so little for their amazing food. But even just off licenses, I could go to an off license around the corner and buy I don't know, try and buy a croissant there that's been there since 6 a.m. That's now stale and as hard as, I don't know, the bottom of my foot for like a couple of pounds. Was there, go to an off license, and the pastry is the cakes, aye, fermented butter. You have they try to give you some croissants with chocolate and some vanilla. It's very hard to explain to you the quality of the taste, but trust me, my friend, it is how do you say in English? Very fucking beautiful. Eh? Sorry for the language, but it is true. Um, so yeah, like out of this world. Tokyo's incredible. I want to live there. I can't right now. Gonna buy a second home there. As you know, my children will have Japanese themed names. Sorry, but it's gonna happen. Um, and it's one of the best times of my life. Top two best holidays I've ever been on. Um, and it's just mind-bogglingly, mind-bogglingly. Can't even speak it right now. Think about Japan is blowing my mind. Amazing, interesting, fascinating. Everyone should go. Now, what it tastes like, because when you go on holiday to a capital city, there's so much to do there, as opposed to going to a holiday resort, beach resort, when obviously you got beach, sun, food. But outside of that, and maybe going to check the local culture, you're struggling. When you go to holiday in the capital city, there's everything to do, all kinds of debaucherous things if that's how you roll, above board things if that's how you roll. And obviously, as long as you're into the people and their culture. Oh, also, I thought that Asian culture they just loved like blonde, Western looking people, but even dark haired, frizzy haired looking Trafalgar Law looking people will get so much attention. So guys, if you go there with your Caucasian girl, don't be upset if every single guy and girl stares at her constantly. It's the first time I've been to anywhere outside Britain as a black man with a white friend, and that white friend has had more eyes on them attention than me. And you can imagine how much I stand out in Tokyo. But her, forget about it. People come up to us in the street trying to chat to her, even though I was still standing right there. It was hilarious, all in good fun, but eye-opening, to be honest with you. Doesn't matter if you're blonde hair or dark hair. If you're Western looking, they love you in Japan. Want to find a rich husband? Go there. Or have more dignity and don't do that. But yeah. So that's a wrap. Apologies if it was a bit more casual and weird than you're used to, but